local history, local culture, local events, your community. This is the Joe Kelly Show.
Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Kelly Blazosky is our guest. She is president of Oneida County Tourism, and tourism is what we're going to be talking about in general, and specifically we're going to be talking about their new tour guide, which is just out. It feels still warm, so hot off the press. But before we do any of that, we're going to say hi, welcome, good to see you again.
Thank you for having me back. It's been a little while.
It's been a little while, and not for us getting together, because we were together at the Oneida County History Center telethon.
Yes, we were.
Big success.
Very successful.
Yeah.
I always enjoy doing that event. History is so important to what we do.
In fact, I'm going to ask you about that in a little bit. People, I don't think, normally think of tourism and history, but let's talk about it right now.
Sure.
It is a part of tourism.
Absolutely, a significant part. Well, when you look at our area, and that we're blessed with 2 national parks represented here, with Fort Stanwix National Park and all of the Revolutionary history and how that connects us to the rest of the country,
right.
You know, and those that travel for that history, but then those that travel for their own, and that's where doing, you know, their genealogy work, and the Oneida County History Center is perfect for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're not from the area originally, so you had to learn all this history, yes?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're from Ohio?
Southeast Ohio,
Yeah.
Marietta, small town in Southeast Ohio, down on the Ohio River.
Yeah, and I should know this, but you've been the president of Oneida County Tourism for how long?
13 years now.
Oh my goodness.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. It was not always called Oneida County Tourism. It used to be called, way back, it was called the Oneida County Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Right, yeah. Our legal name is still that, and we rebranded as Oneida County Tourism.
Does it better fit for you?
It does with today's promotions and really the way communities identify themselves.
Yeah. The new book, the new guide, Central New York's Getaway Region, Utica, Rome, Verona. A couple things jump out at me. One, there's a beautiful picture of Adirondack Railway train crossing. I'm not sure where that is, but crossing a creek there, and a beautiful shot. Why did you pick the scenic railway?
Well, we usually try to focus in on something significant that's happening within the industry and see if it works for the cover shot. Cover shot, as you know, is always the hardest thing to figure out. So this year is their 30th anniversary. So we thought it was quite fitting to use the Adirondack Railroad for the cover shot and help them celebrate their 30 years of providing scenic excursions.
Yeah, I see now they're doing those hand cars,
the rail bikes.
Rail bikes.
Yes.
That seems to be going over pretty well.
They are fantastic, a lot of fun, and very popular.
Yeah.
They've added to their fleet.
Yeah.
Even. Yeah.
Do you have to spend, I would guess, Kelly, a considerable amount of your time actually going out and experiencing these things throughout Oneida County?
We do. Our staff does. We go out individually, sometimes together if we can make schedules work. But absolutely, having firsthand knowledge, you know, of the experience is the best way for us to be able to write about it, to share it with I Love New York or Central New York, or, you know, travel writers, planners that are, you know, bringing excursions into the area. Really, the firsthand knowledge, we really have to have it.
Yeah, and the guide is numbers. How many of these do you get printed?
This year, we were faced with a kind of a short cycle due to COVID and, you know, everything that's come along with that. The printing industry has been impacted.
Yeah.
So there's literally a paper shortage going on, and even getting time on press has been difficult this year. So you said these are just hot off the press. Really, they are. We just received them this past week, and are getting them out to the hotels now. So because of that shorter period, we did cut down on the print job for this year. So this year we have 25,000 that will be going out between now and the end of the year.
As opposed to a normal year?
A normal year is about 50,000. And also some of our distribution locations have been impacted this year. We normally do quite a bit on the thruway. Of course, everyone knows all the thruway service centers are being rebuilt. So some of those locations aren't available for guide distribution this year. So we really had to reassess how many we needed for this year, and then hopefully for 2023 we'll be back on somewhat of a normal schedule.
In addition to the hotels, which are, I guess, the main distribution points, where else do you do them?
Well, this is our main fulfillment piece for leads and requests that come in for people who are traveling and have seen our advertising and want to know more about the area. So we direct mail this piece through bulk mailing, or if it's a quick turnaround, through first class mail to people who are doing their planning. It is the piece that we use for consumer shows. Recently we participated in the Destination Dreamscape show over in Connecticut. So this is the piece that would go there. When we go to local events as well, we'll be at Boilermaker Expo and Woodsman's Field Days. We'll have the travel guide there for locals to pick up.
Yeah.
So it is our main fulfillment piece.
And people from our area, if they want to get it, that's got to be, maybe we'll talk about that a little, but that's got to be a tough line for people at Oneida County Tourism. You want to bring people into Oneida County, but then you also want to get to people who live in Oneida County,
Yes.
correct?
Absolutely. People who live here are our best ambassadors. So we would like people to pick up a copy, look at how we're promoting the area, and be familiar and share it with their friends and family.
And they can get one of those by going online, can they not?
They can, absolutely. Our website, which is also a new product, great segue.
Yeah.
We just launched our new website. We worked with Quadsimia locally to produce a new website. And at the very top, you'll see an image of the travel guide, and you can click on it, fill in your information. It goes straight to Shondell in our welcome center, and she'll fulfill your request.
Now you're obviously, everybody knows of your location down at exit 31,
Yes.
the log cabin thing. But where are your administrative offices?
That's where they are as well.
Okay.
Yes,
So
we
for
were
a
in
while
there.
they were out of there, right?
For a while we were in Union Station,
Yeah.
but that space is now being utilized by Enterprise Rental Cars. So we've consolidated everything back into exit 31.
Union Station in itself, that's a tourism feature for our area, yes?
It is. The building itself, the historic building, beautiful. People come to just take pictures there, take pictures, selfies. They schedule and do graduation pictures, wedding pictures. It's a beautiful, beautiful building.
And now we've got the Oneida County Executive Vicente was the driving force behind that public market in the
Yes.
old REA wing that was just boarded up and filled with junk for years, but that's a nice
It's
attraction.
definitely a magnet, and we promote it as well. In our agritourism section of the travel guide, you'll find information mentioning the Oneida County Public Market as well.
When we come back, we'll talk about some of the sections you have in the new tour guide. Kelly Blazosky is our guest. We're talking Oneida County Tourism because she's the president of that organization. Short break, right back. And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Kelly Blazosky is our guest. She is president of Oneida County Tourism, and tourism is what we're talking about, including their new guide that is just out, their new tourism guide. And on the cover, Kelly, it's Utica, Rome, Verona, and Sylvan Beach. You decided to add that. Why?
Well, it's a real, it intrigues people. What do you mean you have a beach in central New York? And they're always so pleasantly surprised about Sylvan Beach. International operators and agents, the media, when we bring them, we take them out and they're just enthralled to find that we have 2 miles of sandy beach and such a beautiful lake in central New York.
I was just leafing through the guide, and there's a nice photo of, and that's what they do up at Sylvan Beach. They get those boats, they back them in, they tie them together, and they have a party up there.
And have a great time. And it's, it really is a quintessential beachfront community. It's like you're stepping back in time, and, and it's all about family.
Yeah.
And they're so pleasantly surprised to find that still exists. And it's kind of a hidden gem in upstate New York.
My mind just went blank. I'm trying to think of the name of the new turning stone.
The Cove.
The Cove.
Yes, and then the Lake House, which opened, before the pandemic. They're both doing wildly successful. And the Cove's supply company at Sylvan Beach, which is where you can rent canoes and kayaks and even motorboats and things like that, it just opened Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So we were really excited about that.
We went up there for lunch I guess it was last year. Went up for lunch, or was it this year? I forget. And it's very nice. You're sitting right on the water. And
oh, yes. Yeah, definitely at the Lake House. You're right there on the beach. Beautiful views.
What does the Oneida Indian Nation mean for tourism in Oneida County? It's got to be tremendous.
Absolutely huge. Yes. Yeah. Turning Stone is the #1 draw, and all of the development that has occurred around it is so important to the economy locally for Oneida County and for Central New York. We wouldn't have the La Quinta Inn or the Fairfield out there if Turning Stone didn't exist, because all that overflow, stays in those properties. And the new Hampton Inn in Verona, it's all due to the amount of traffic and activity and the quality concerts and events that they bring in.
Yeah.
So, and now this expansion into Sylvan Beach is very important for Sylvan Beach.
Yeah. The exit, would it be exit 32?
33.
Right? 33. Do you ever get counts? Do they ever send you a count, the state, of the people coming off there?
You can log in and get those counts to the state system. I haven't done that in a couple of years, so I probably should take a look at that.
Can the public do that?
Yeah, there's a system you can log in, or you can just get into and see the access.
What about at
each
exit
location.
31?
Exit 31, with the change in all of the going from the to total cashless, that's really changed things.
In what way, Kelly?
It's cut down. They increased the speed limit through there, and then also did put up some new barricades for safety that has changed access to our welcome center. So we have seen a decline in the number of people that are able to stop and talk with us there. So, but we are told that there is another, there are plans in the works in the future for kind of a redesign of the entire interchange there. So hopefully that will address what's going on.
In this year's guide is a map, and
it's a supplement to the guide.
Is it stuffed inside all the guides or no?
It is not. No, it's a separate piece, but we certainly send them with the guide when people inquire, and we also provide the hotels again with copies of this. It's easy for them to write on and show people where the attractions are. We worked with, for the travel guide, I did want to mention that we worked with Sentinel Media, Rome Sentinel. They were our publisher this year. And for the map, we worked with Price Design. And really had some fun with illustrations and caricatures of all of our attractions. So there's an overall Oneida County map, a Utica map, a Rome map, and then a Sylvan Beach map.
Did you do as many of these as you did of
actually more, because they're used more in the hotels. As I said, they'll get them out, they'll circle things, write notes for guests, and give them to the guests to use.
Have you done this map in the past?
We have, but it was more of a utilitarian style map with actual roads and, you know, this is an illustrated version because everyone uses their handheld device now and for their GPS, and so we don't need an exact map to you know, find your way there. So we thought we would have some fun and do an illustrated version and highlight all of the attractions.
The thing that would keep me up nights worrying is what do you put on here and
Yeah.
what
do
gets
you not?
left off.
Yeah, that's why we really stayed with attractions for this piece. So covered all of the attractions that, and that's a lot to get on there. You know, especially in Sylvan Beach, it's a packed, condensed little area, but there, you know, we're able to show all of the attractions and
Well, I'm interested.
highlight.
Utica, you put in the Comets. I guess that's a no-brainer, right? And,
Yeah.
The brewery, I see a glass of beer, and the Stanley Theater, Munson Williams,
Right.
Utica Zoo.
Yeah, and that's on but then you flip to the Utica map itself, and there are 30 more. So, you know, we've really tried to cover everything.
And then
even
the same
parks
thing for the
and
City of Rome. And,
City of Rome and Sylvan Verona Beach area.
Yeah. The tourism, I'm just looking at the Munson Williams here, and I'm thinking Norman Rockwell
Yes.
exhibits coming to town, which is exciting for me because I'm a big Norman Rockwell fan. And I forget, it opens up this month.
Oh, hey, let's use the guide, I can tell you, because it's the inside back cover.
Oh, okay, good, good.
It does. It opens June 11th and runs through September 12th.
Yeah. What does something like that do for tourism?
Oh, it's huge. You know, they went to this changing summertime exhibition several years ago, and when they went to that model, it gives us, you know, something to promote each year and talk about Munson Williams in a different light each year. We're not just talking about the same thing all the time. And they do a terrific job of cross-promoting and developing programming around whatever the exhibition is. So, you know, they'll have special talks. They'll have things in the children's area. They go through their own collection and bring out things that maybe haven't been out in years that relate to the collection.
We better get Anna de Ambrosio back here to talk
Absolutely.
about that collection.
Yeah.
But right now we've got Kelly Blazosky. We're talking Oneida County Tourism. Short break, right back. And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Kelly Blazosky is our guest. She is president of Oneida County Tourism. Do you know off the top of your head how long Oneida County has had an agency whose responsibility it is to promote tourism in Oneida County?
Since 1984.
84.
So, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And one of those people who I'll betcha was on the original group was Chris Testito.
Absolutely. He was one of the founding and organizing members of the board, and he actually spearheaded the development and passage of the legislation that established the occupancy tax here in Oneida County.
Which funds the...
Correct.
Right. And do you get money from the state?
We do through the I Love New York matching funds program, and whenever, you know, they have other grant programs that we can qualify for. But the majority of our funding is the occupancy tax collected by the hotels.
And how much is that tax?
It is now a 5% tax, which is right on par with the rest of you know, the progressive communities. Many are at 6 or even 7%, so we're still very
Well,
reasonable.
I just made hotel reservations for New Orleans, and whoo, I mean,
Yeah.
they've got the occupancy fee, they've got a resort fee, whatever the
Right.
heck that is. There's
Yeah.
but wow, does that add
Yeah.
onto your bill?
Yeah,
So,
so we don't have any additional costs like that, just the flat 5%.
Chris Testito, in addition to being a driving force behind Oneida County Tourism, he was just a great guy.
He was, yeah.
Easy to work with. I worked with him on projects over the years. Easy going, nothing rattled him.
Right. Yep.
so-
Visionary.
Yeah.
And his tenacity to get things done.
Yeah.
Very important.
Died very young.
Yeah. Well, we're very fortunate to have Chris Testito Jr. serving on
Yeah.
our board of directors now.
Yep.
Yep.
I saw that the other day. And also, you've got an award.
We do.
Named in Chris Testito's honor, the Chris Testito
Tourism Leadership Award.
Tourism Leadership Award.
Yeah.
Last year, Jackie Izzo, Mayor Jackie Izzo of Rome, got it.
Yes, she did. She has a long history in tourism industry, served as the chairman of the board for the organization in the mid to late 80s, and has always been a strong advocate of the travel and tourism industry.
Who picks out that award?
We put out a call for nominations, and then those are evaluated by the executive committee of the board.
The award, the latest award for the Chris Testito Award will be when? When will you do the next one?
It will be during our annual meeting for 2022, which will take place in the first quarter of 23.
I was looking to go down to Yankee Stadium. I was looking to take a bus, one of those bus tours. You don't see much anymore. They used to be going all the time. Is that overall the way it is in the bus tourism industry?
The industry has softened. It was softening before COVID. COVID just shut everything down. But it is recovering, but slowly.
Yeah.
We do participate in the American Bus Association annual show and conference, in meeting with planners. And we did in this past January, I Love New York had a fantastic presence there, and we participated with that. And there is definitely interest. The planners were gathering new information about areas so that they could make new attractive itineraries. So we were eager to see that and to hear from them that their clients were starting to inquire, are you going to be putting together tours? So that's encouraging.
I remember, show you my age now, I remember when Trinkus Manor was up, and with all those Andy Trinkus and his brothers, they had all those Christmas decorations.
Which the city of Rome has those now.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And those tour buses would come in there, boy, oh boy, that was something. Things change, including how you market stuff. I mean, you used to market stuff strictly by printed material, but
Right.
now social media.
All digital for the most part. There are a few key pieces we still do by print. For example, New York by rail, because we are, with our wonderful Union Station and Amtrak service, that makes sense, but it's also in a digital format. So we really don't do anything that doesn't have a digital component to it.
The
That's the way to reach people.
Yeah, the younger people, that's the way they go, right?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
all age demographics. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for in the back of your mind, Kelly? Do you say, well, this is a project that I'd like to get off the ground. For whatever reason, I can't do it now, money or time or whatever, but something in the back of your head you'd like to say, boy, this would be a great project for Oneida County Tourism.
Yeah, well, right now we're working, with our properties and with Nexus coming on to develop the sports market. So, we're working on that. There are a couple other consumer-oriented, with being the home of a saint in St. Mary Ann Cope. There is a large religious and devotional travel sector that I think would be very appropriate for. And then within the region, we have other significant attractions
like
that would
Orisville.
like Auriesville, that would connecting all of those dots would make for a significant itinerary.
I see that's the way it is in the tourism industry. They try to connect all the stuff. They've got a beer trail, they've got a cheese
Absolutely.
trail, they've got, yeah.
Yeah, we do. We have our beverage trail, our cheese trail is 4 counties participating in that. We just expanded it this year. So definitely, no man is an island.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't make sense to try to draw people for one thing. You know, as you travel yourself, you want to know what's in an area.
Yeah, you threw a quote at me, I'll throw one back at you. A rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm glad you mentioned the sports. We don't have time to get into that, but you know, gee, we've got the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame in Canastota.
Right, for boxing.
Yeah, and the Boilermaker. I mean, we got a big sports presence here.
We
in
really
Oneida County.
do. Yeah, we get people, and we promote that. You know,
Yeah.
if you came for the Boilermaker, here's the list of other things you
Yeah.
can come for.
Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. I appreciate
Yeah.
your support.
Okay. That's going to do it for us this week, but we'll be back next week. We'll do it all again. Don't forget cnyhomepage.com. There's lots of good stuff there. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.